So basically, why are you here? And one of the things that we were talking about is this is a KDP for B2B model. This is a great way for you to make a net income stream. If you already do KDP and you're ready to create another income stream, this is a perfect model for you if you want to add another income stream.
Yeah.
Or if you're struggling, this is why I started KDP for B2B. I started this a few years ago because I struggled with keywords. And when you're doing KDP and you're adding books to Amazon's platform and selling journals and notebooks and all that stuff, what we're going to talk about, you have to put keywords in. And I don't like keywords. It was just a nuisance to me. I mean, I'm just like that numbers thing and trying to figure out what the words were, and this one worked and this one didn't work. And that's how I started KDP for B2B, going out to businesses, and I don't have to use keywords with this model.
Yeah. And I think just kind of to add towards this is like, we're talking about, for people that are watching this, like you're already selling on KDP and you're looking for an additional income stream, like we just said, or either if you don't like keywords or even love keywords, it's still a difficult thing depending on the type of KDP book you're going to create to get it found. Even if you love data like me, I love to do the research. It's still difficult to find the right keywords to really get your book to stand out, because there's literally millions and millions of books on KDP. So how do you get your book to stand out? And finding those right keywords that have enough demand but not over competitive is very difficult to find those. Not saying they can't be done, but it takes time and develop. And then Tammie came up with this model, which we'll talk about, both today and over the week, of how she got around having to deal with all of that.
Right. Yeah. So we're going to dive in deeper on this. We're just kind of giving you a couple ideas of why you're here, but this is kind of the basics of it, but there's so much more to it.
Yeah, we just wanted to give you the kind of the high level aspect of, why are you here for this with this workshop this week? Yeah.
And so a little bit too, my name is Tammie and this is Rob. We're going to get into that a little bit, but we're married and for quite a while now. And we've been on the Amazon platform for quite a while, selling and doing different things. So that's how we got involved with doing KDP on Amazon's platform.
Yeah.
So just a little background on that. So yeah, we've been in the Amazon world for probably about 8 years now, Rob.
A little over 6 years.
A little over 6. Time to all right.
Feels like 8, maybe.
It feels like 8, but it's 6
right.
years.
That's right.
So yes. So that's how we got involved in the KDP for B2B world, or the KDP world. And then I started looking at different models and I came up with KDP for B2B.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to assume you know KDP already, which stands for Kindle Direct Publishing, and that's Amazon's print on demand. There's a lot of people in our group that do KDP, so we're really focusing on those people right now, but we didn't want to have anybody that's listening think that they couldn't do this model just because they don't know KDP.
Right. Yeah. If you don't know it, you can learn the basics to implement this model for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you want to sell KDP books only, this is taking away the B2B side. Mm-hmm. Think of like coloring books, cookbooks, puzzles, and more. We're going to be sharing a resource that we have to help you sell these type of books on KDP this week. I have a whole video. Her name is Michelle Brubaker. I'll get into more of that for you, but I didn't want you to think that you can have both. You can do both models, KDP and KDP for B2B. They blend well together, but we're going to be talking about booklets that are for businesses. Yeah. We're not talking about coloring books, cookbooks, puzzles, or any of that, but we will have a resource for you. And I'll be sharing that this week. And, but we are talking about KDP for B2B is the business side of it.
Yeah. Well, so maybe we should talk about what is KDP for B2B.
We have so much to share with you. So I gotta get it all out. Okay, so what is KDP for B2B? That is Kindle Direct Publishing for business to business.
Yeah.
So what we're saying is these booklets, and we're calling them booklets, are for businesses. So think of this as a large, and we're going to show you examples of these booklets as well. But think of a large, like business cards. That's kind of a good idea. It's just like a large contact business card, but we're going to go into more of that.
Yeah, and the main focus here, and where Tammie came up with this idea, is what we just talked about before, is we're going to leverage the business's customers to buy the journals instead of trying to get keywords that you have to put in so that customers can find your books on Amazon. We're not worried about that because the customers already have the businesses already have their customer base, and
Right.
that's who we're going to cater to in this particular model.
Yeah, exactly.
So let me give you kind of a high-level overview of the model, and then we'll get into specifics, details of it. But this sometimes gives you kind of a high-level, what they call like a 30,000-foot view of what we're talking about without all the details. And the way this is broken down is there's 3 on the left side. It says, before, during, and after. And this can apply to any type of business and really is applicable for any type of business. The before portion is kind of your marketing. It's the things that you need to get, customers into your funnel that you would want to do work with. The during is the actual work that you do, whatever that type of work is. In this particular case, it's creating low content, which we'll talk about in a moment, booklets for businesses. And then the after is once you've completed that service, how can you do things to get more business, either through that same business or through referrals? So, and so as we went through and Tammie started thinking about, okay, I didn't want to sell or had struggles selling on Amazon directly through KDP, getting the sales, getting, the right keywords.
Right.
We said, okay, what are all the pieces that we have to do to implement this model? So the first is, as you see at the upper right or upper left, identify local businesses to start a relationship with. Now, it doesn't have to be local. And we've been branching out because of COVID-19. That's kind of the way it started, is we just looked at local businesses, but basically creating and starting a relationship with. At first, we were doing that just one-on-one, talking with people and developing that. But because of COVID and other options, we started looking at, okay, what are other ways that we can interact with them remotely through email and other, Facebook groups and other types of interactions, not directly face-to-face. So once you're going to say something, sorry?
Oh, I said it's been working really well.
Yeah. So once we've identified them, this is more probably where starting the relationship, it's either face-to-face or through remote type things. And then, once you have some sort of a relationship, you then need to introduce the model to the business. And then once they kind of understand what this model is, because that's a big key, they don't understand print on demand. They don't have any concept of that. So we'll be talking about that aspect of it. But then once they understand that, then it's what they call the WIFM principle. What's in it for me? You go over with the business how that can benefit them. So all of these things you kind of go through to get them geared up to say, yes, this all makes sense. And I can see this as a benefit for my business. Let's work together and do these journals. So the next line is the during unit. So we're going to go through and we talk about how to collect that information from businesses. We need to, understand what type of information they want in the book. And like Tammie said, it's like a business card, if you will. So we need to know what kind of contact information do they want that's in there. And a lot of that, many cases, the business already has. So you're just taking that and making sure that that's in there. And then we talk about creating a proposal that talks about aspects of an agreement with them, how to price things properly, all of the things that you need to do as a normal business that you're going through. Then once that's established, you create the books for them. It's customized, it's branded with all of their contact or their branding of they have for their business. And then we'll go through and actually order the books, create the books for them, or have their customers buy the books.
Yep.
And then lastly, once you've gone through that process, then you've completed the work, the project with them. Then is there other types of books you can create with them or for them, and or can they then refer your business to other businesses that they have relationships with to build your business? And then it's a cycle all the way through that. So that's kind of high level, the types of things that the model that we follow goes through all of these. And it's very specific, and this may seem overwhelming when you think about it, but you can take it one little step at a time.
Right. Yeah. So that's a good, just a breakdown a little bit of what we're talking about.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about, we had alluded to them. If you're not in the KDP world, and even if you are, you may not even heard of what they call low content books. I'm
Right.
sure you probably have, but our model uses that special type of book, and they're called low content books. And the reason they're called low content is because they don't have a lot of content to them. So we like to, like Tammie said, call them booklets because they are low content and they're not literature books. And we're going to give some examples of what these low content books look like in a moment.
Yes.
And so, so when we say low content, so you can think of journals, trackers, checklists, guides, logs, all of these type of things. And when you think about it, low content means that's what it is. A journal, you have basically lines in there and maybe some prompts and other things. Trackers, you may have some check boxes and other fields to fill out on there. Same with, guides, log, all of them. It's just very little content that's there, but it gives a person a structure, an organization to do the things they do with the business to keep track of things.
Right. Yes.
And anything else so far that I've
Nope, I think you're
so
right along.
And so as we talked about, we do this with businesses. It's the business to business. You're one business, they're the other business. So what types of businesses are a good fit for KDP model? And mostly the types of businesses that are good are ones that have their customers do some sort of journaling, tracking, logging, have checklists, those type of things. So here's some examples. This is not an exhaustive list, but at least gives you some idea of the types of.
Yeah, there's so many businesses that we can't list them all.
Yeah, and if you've been following along for a while, you'll see we keep adding different type of businesses because more opportunities come up that we didn't even think about, which we'll share here in this list here in a second. But yeah, we're constantly finding new businesses and types of businesses that fit this model. So therapists are one, a psychologist, therapist, those type of things. They routinely have their customers journal and keep track of things that they're doing.
Life coaches.
Yeah, coaches. Yep, that'd be another one. Right. Trainers, they're tracking things, whether it's nutrition, whether it's at a gym and you're doing, exercise type things, you're tracking things that you're doing. Realtors, they do a lot of checklists and things, which will show you some examples that they could share with their customers. Coaches that have courses and programs, they can both use workbooks, notebooks. They obviously could track any of these or include any of these things like trackers and logs. And
they could almost have multiple books as 100%.
Coaches. And I think a lot of these also could be, we're just trying to think of what is the main probably book that they would. Courses and programs probably is more diverse of multiple books.
Correct. Yes. Booklets.
And then this one is something that recently came up is weddings. And I know Tammie had posted a video, I think, in our book.
Yeah, there's a video in the unit section in all of the groups. The reason the wedding came up because our daughter is getting married next year, so we started going out to venues, and then, of course, my KDP for B2B light bulb came on and saw that there's so much opportunity just in the wedding venue world. So watch that video if you're interested in doing not just for the event center, but multiple books, because there's multiple people that do. You got the photographers and the wedding planner. You have the event center. You have multiple people doing multiple things, photographers, all that.
Yeah, and definitely we say like keep your KDP for B2B goggles on. Is like if you're, as like I said, when you think about the types of businesses, we're talking about ones that do these type of things. So it doesn't have to be just these particular ones, but as you start running into other businesses, are they having their business track and log and journal and those type of things? Because there's probably so many other things that, like I said, we haven't even covered here.
Right. We can't. It's just so many things.
The other one I think I got cut off was it was like people that have lead magnets. Right. So they're marketing their business and they want to create a lead magnet to be able to give away to their prospects. And so that's another type of thing. And that was something recently that you ran into. Tammie.
Right. We have a customer right now and we have a customer that wants a lead magnet. So we're creating, I have a partner, Susie Kay, who's in our group here, and she's a graphic designer and more. And anyway, we were putting together this booklet for this gentleman, and it's a lead magnet. Yeah. And basically a lead magnet is just, it's just like an introduction booklet to what your service is. Yeah, so he's in a automobile service industry, but he's talking about sales. And so he's marketing a way to sell cars. So his lead magnet is going to be about selling cars. Yeah. And a unique way he has, but that's like an introduction booklet to what he's going to be teaching people if they take his course or go to other events that he has. Yeah. And that particular person came through a referral from another client we had. So definitely, those type of things come around, and that opportunity probably would have never happened if it wasn't through that referral that we got from somebody else. So as you're building your business, it starts becoming much easier to get the clients because they start referring other people. Yeah. And so that's a big part of as you get this ball rolling, you'll start to see that happening because people want to reach out to you and get these booklets done. Yeah, for sure. So here are some examples, and Tammie we'll talk about those. Yeah. So this is a lady who has an online business. And she does have events outside, when we didn't have COVID, but everything she does is mostly online, and she's a therapist, and it's called I Owe Me, like I owe myself and I owe you. And she started this business, just to give a place for people to take care of themselves. So there's multiple businesses, that she refers people to so that she can, people can take care of like salons, spas, and all those things and much more. But she wanted to have a booklet. This is her, basically her journal. So you have a place for, as you can see, the cover has her logo on there, and her tagline is guilt-free self-care. That's all, information about her business. And then when we go to the interior part, this repeats over and over and over in the booklet. And it's, affirmations, gratitude, what I owe me today. So that's a custom, part for her business. And I can't see the other one. Does it say reflections there? So this booklet's about 60 pages. And it's just the same interior over and over and over. So copy, copy, copy. Yeah. And then what we've done is put her information on the back. So all her contacts. So there's a little quote by her. Her name's Becky. And then her photo. So the business owner's photo. And then her contact information, and then a little bio about her business. Yeah. That's how we were thinking of, like almost like a business card. This is kind of like the idea of the business card. So when I have this booklet on my desk, And I'm thinking, oh, I need to reach out to Becky. And I'm looking at this book every day because I'm writing my affirmations, doing my gratitude, because you're in their group and they're saying, do write in your journal today, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So that's how this will be sitting on your desk, and you see her name, and she keeps that business owner in front of you every day.
Yeah.
And that's huge.
Yeah, I would just like to add also, if you're new to KDP and you're seeing a lot of these things saying, how do you do that? Or maybe I've just started and I don't know how to do those things. Obviously, this is a second or third version, right, Tammie, that you did. It didn't look as great as this. You developed a lot of this yourself over time.
Yes.
And also, if you don't feel you can do it or don't have the time to do it, we have resources to help you put these together also.
Right. Yeah. And there's ways to create all these booklets, and you get better and better at it. And we show you how to do some of this stuff. And we have we have different resources that will help you just create these booklets. If you don't want to do them, we have Susie K, who with Creative Blueprint Design, we have all her resources, and she'll help you with booklets, or she even has a consultation side if you just want to have some help with something. So we have a lot of resources for you to learn how to do the graphics. I am not a graphic designer. This is very basic. I personally use Canva to help me. There's Bookbolt. We go into a lot of different ways to do it. There's also PowerPoint is a great way to do it. There's multiple InDesign. It just depends what level you want to go. I keep mine very simple because I am not a graphic designer, but you could always hire someone to do that for you as well, or create a team. Maybe that's not your strength, but 100%. Someone else's strength. But maybe you're great at talking with people, and you do the sales and go ahead.
Yeah. And just to let you know also, if you're new to the KDP, this is an actual it's a KDP book that if you went to Amazon, you would see this book. This is what it looks like on Amazon.
Right. So. And that's the beauty of this whole thing is they're up on Amazon, and most people know who Amazon is. So the customer, the business owner is so excited to have their booklet up on Amazon too. It's fun to say, my booklet's on Amazon. Right.
And another thing that we didn't mention, that these are physical books.
Yes.
KDP, especially if you're new, people think digital because they have a Kindle reader or whatever, but Kindle Direct Publishing does allow physical books too. So these are physical books.
Yes.
So here's another example.
Okay. So here we start with, this was a realtor here we live in Colorado, in Denver, and she's giving these home maintenance checklists as a gift to her clients, because a lot of realtors give gifts when they sell a home.
Yeah.
So this home maintenance checklist, she's going to add, say, to a gift basket or something, or just give it as a part of another gift or whatever they're going to give away. Now, the thing is that I love about this one is the cover. She wanted her picture on the front. So that's up to the business owner and you to decide how that wants to go. But we have all her contact, information right there. And then the business owner, her name's Cindy here, she gave us this information on how long do things last, that was her own stuff. So we added that to the first page. So I just took what her information she gave me, added it to the front page. But then the next interior page, the season says winter, is you're going to, I created a template for this, and we created the same, changed the winter, summer, spring, fall, and created this whole thing. So I use that same interior throughout throughout the book.
Yeah.
So you can see it's checkoff boxes, replace your furnace filter, date completed. So this person who bought the home is going to be pulling this book out 4 times a year and seeing Cindy's picture. And then say we get to 5 years and they go, you know what, we're ready to sell our house. What was that lady's name or what was her number? I don't know. Or what was her email? And then they'll have this booklet. So I feel this is way better than having a business card, because in the sense of a business card can get lost, maybe throw it away, whatever. This booklet gives them a purpose to pull this out every quarter.
Yeah.
And then they see Cindy's name, Cindy's information. and it's a gift, so that's always nice.
Mhm.
And then you can see the back cover there. It has Cindy's information of where she, her phone number, email, and all the other stuff that's pertinent to her business. So this is a great booklet for people who are realtors. And how many realtors do we know? I mean,
Right.
there's so many realtors, and it doesn't even really matter if the realtor, like there could be 10 in one office. You could do this for 10 people in the same office because it's it's customized, because the cover's customized for the business.
Yeah, 100%. The other thing to understand is just that part is huge, that it doesn't matter that if you worked with Cindy at an office that you couldn't work with her other associate, Jane or Tim or whatever, because it's all going to be customized for them. But the interior part, the majority of that is going to be the same. So it's a lot less work.
The checkoff list is exactly the same. And
yeah.
So.
And the other thing is a lot of two things that I've been dealing with recently, because I've been doing some things with some email marketing, which we'll talk about later in this week. There's aspects of a lot of these realtors already have this in a digital format. They don't know about print on demand. So it's in some regards, all you're going to do in many cases is take what they already have and just make it upload it to Amazon. I mean, there's more than just that step, but basically all the work is done, right? And it's just creating a way to do a print on demand physical book. So a lot of that work is done. The other aspect, and maybe you're thinking is, and I've heard this from several business stuff, thinking physical books, everybody's going digital, and yes, that is true. There are a lot of people that love digital type of books. I'm that way, or content. I'm more of a digital person, but there are a lot of people that would like to have that physical book in place. And this is just one type of a book, or a low content book, booklet. But, there's a lot of people that like to have that physical book. So why not give it to both, right? And it's very cost effective in the sense of, it doesn't cost the business to list it on Amazon. So they can create these digital books, have it there, and allow and provide their customers something that's physical that they want versus the other people that could just download it, right? So it just, I've been getting, I don't say pushback, but a lot of people are just thinking everything's digital now. But just realize there's a lot of people that like physical books.
Yeah, I've been checking around when I first got started with this, especially was checking around, and we're going to get to a gym booklet. And I found, looking around the gym, everybody was writing. They weren't just tracking on their phone. It's kind of like they do both, and because it's nice to have it in a book form. And if you're doing a course or anything like that, it's nice to have it in a booklet form. As well as, because when you get a PDF, and a lot of us do this in there, and you download the PDF. Now it's scattered everywhere and it's not together, but it elevates the business's profile by having these booklets. You can, like I said, you can have both. You can offer, PDF, or we can send you the booklet. And I think most people like to have a physical booklet. It doesn't get lost on their desk or thrown away or misplaced or whatever.
Yeah, 100%. So here's the gym.
Oh, here's the gym. Yes. Here's the gym. So you can see, now this is a franchise. And so the beauty of a franchise is I can take this booklet and go to Anytime Fitness all over the country and reach out to them and basically share with them what this booklet looks like for Jake and Jesse, the owners of this Anytime Fitness. Because basically it's just going to be the name changes, of the cover, as saying it's in Johnstown, Colorado, and it might say Denver, Colorado, or it might say, in Utah or wherever you are. So this is the front cover here, and you can see that's their logo there, and Anytime Fitness, and the business gives you permission to use those items. And then we did, and the front page here is just their bio, the owners of Anytime Fitness. They provided the information and I put it in the front of the booklet. And then we have the interior page is going to be the same thing as I created a template and it's going to be on workouts, and there's multiple different style workouts in this particular one. But that interior pages go repeat, repeat, repeat. And then we went to the back of the book, and we created the logo on their, for their profile picture. Owners are Jake and Jesse, and with all their contact information there. And what's great about this, and what I found out when I started creating this booklet for them, is Anytime Fitness does not have anything to give to their franchisees.
Right.
And so I was talking to the owner, Jake, and I asked him, do you have anything like this? And he's like, no, we don't. Because I noticed he was taking just a piece of paper around with his new clients. Right. And I thought that's kind of strange that they wouldn't, as a big franchise, you'd think they would have something branded for them. Right. So there's an opportunity for many franchises that don't have this type of setup. Yeah. And you could really tap into that. And so when we started creating this booklet, they every time a client signs up for their gym, they give them this booklet. They go and check off all the different machines to use, and they walk them through the gym. And this booklet has all the machines and everything in there too. So they were thrilled to be able to put something like have this done for them and give this to their clients. And at a low cost, and we can make changes. If they opened another one, we could just change the location there on the back of the booklet. So
yeah, and the one example page you have interior that there's many. It wasn't exactly the same all the way through, but very common. There was like a template of several different pages, but there's many different types of things you can do within the gym because there's all kind of workouts and tracking that they do in there.
And just so you know too, we've created some of these templates, and we do have them as resources for you as well. So just so you know, that's we do have things available for you, so you don't have to create everything from scratch. Yeah. And so that's available on our website as well.
Yep.
All right. So this lady, her name is Tara. This was very interesting. I actually was taking this Mind Body Revolution course that she has. And when I signed up, she gave me this 3-ring binder. And just your typical white 3-ring binder. And, her course it's fabulous. I love it. She's wonderful. She's like a fireball of energy, which is great. And I just didn't, when I was sat there, I have to say, this is all her content. She just had it copied and then put it into her booklet. Well, or a 3-ring binder. I just sat there. I tried to be really quiet about this too, because all I could see was this booklet for her, Right. So finally we got through talking and everything. And I said, what do you think if we could elevate this style and put your picture on a booklet and create and take all of your information and put it into a booklet content? She was thrilled. So we got that all together, took her content. I didn't come up with the content. This is all hers, and that's all in the interior, created a little bit of a, interior page about her. So the covers, obviously a picture of her and her information there. Then the first page is a little bit more information. Then the interior, like I said, is all her content. And I just took that, uploaded it into the booklet, and then created the back. She gave me all that information about herself, a little bio about her workshop. Anyway, so now what's great about this booklet is her course was, I think it was around $500 or $600 at the time. This looks so much better than this. Yeah. And she has it, she can send it from her computer, from her Amazon Amazon account. Sorry. Right. Amazon account. She can send that out to everybody of her clients, because she does clients. It's an online Mind Body Revolution. It is online. So she doesn't need to have them here. She does do classes here, but she can go all over the world and send them out to them in 2 days.
Yeah, that's what's great about having it on Amazon. Certain times businesses could send their clients to Amazon to buy it. Tara is giving it as part of the people that buy the course.
Right.
But all she has to do is go to Amazon, and just like if you've ever shipped or bought something as a gift and sent it to somebody, you just put their address in. Well, it's the same for KDP. She creates a new booklet and says, okay, where are we sending it? And she just hits, changes the address to that person that just bought it, and could be sent anywhere. So it's no work on her part except putting the address where she's sending it to.
Now, so all these booklets are under my KDP account.
Yeah.
So if you're wondering how, and we're going to talk about that too, but all these booklets are under my account. So that's how you'll make a royalty on these booklets, and I'll tell you how in a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's another one, Conscious Creation. And this was actually designed, this one's designed by Susie and Susie K, our graphic artist. We've collaborated in our business called Two Peak Publishing. We collaborated with this lady, Brandy, and this was all her information here on her course that she has. And it's basically a journal style. And then she wanted to explain like, how do you use this book? And we just took all her content and added it in. The back of the book you can see is the same thing. Bio about Brandy, how you can connect up with her business, and she sends them out to her customers.
Yeah, I think one of the things I just want to kind of give a summary of what we just saw is a lot of these types of books, while they are low content, right? So they are journals, logs, trackers, things that you would normally see on Amazon. Generally, these are branded and customized for that business. So it's really important to realize that we're creating these low content books, but they're very customized for that business, and allows them to promote that or to either give those books away or to sell them to their customers. But if you've been in the KDP market and done some things, there's a lot of commonality, but now we're just tweaking it a little bit that's very specific to that particular business. Anybody could potentially buy it, but nobody, most of it they wouldn't be interested in, because it's just
well, a lot of times it also follows their program as well.
Yeah.
And so that comes up a lot. It's like, well, they could find, you need to have, like, especially this one, this follows her program. Someone could buy it, but it really wouldn't make sense to them.
Right.
So,
but it is a low content book, but all of them are, have been customized and branded for that particular business.
Yeah. So there's kind of two things too that happen. You can either just do like the journals, trackers, and all that, or they may have content, which she had all the content, just like Tara did, of her course or her program or whatever. So you don't have to develop it. You just have to get it from them and add it to a booklet.
Yeah. So you could theoretically, like if you did a realtor one, you could do something more generic, and it doesn't even have to be branded in that particular case. And you could work with a business and probably when you talk about, cost of creating something for somebody, if you just had a template type booklet, you could do that type of booklet too, or take more time and customize it. So it depends on the business that you're working with and how they want things and how much money they want to spend working with you to develop that for them.
Correct.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about, or before we go any further, any other comments on?
No, I think that gives them an idea. At least I'm hoping.
Yeah.
That gives you an idea of what we're talking about, so that we're trying to set the stage for you guys about how this all will work and what we're talking about.
Right. So if you've been on KDP for a while, you should see a lot of commonality of the examples we've shown. But like I said, it's been more customized and branded, so we can work with that customers or the business's customers to sell the books to, instead of a generic audience in Amazon. So.
Correct.
So let's talk about why this is a great model and why it's been beneficial for us, and we wanted to share it for everybody that's watching here. First, we feel, it's a massive opportunity because businesses don't know about it. And when I say don't know about, they don't know about print on demand. They don't have a clue that print on demand exists. And I think that's why you see a lot of these businesses just have digital downloads, because either they know about printing, large runs, you got to buy thousands of books, or at least hundreds minimally to get a book established and set up, but they have no idea that a print on demand book exists that they can provide to their customers.
Right.
And that's been almost, have we run into any business that knows about print on demand? Have we run into one yet?
They know print on demand. They just sometimes don't know that that we could do with Amazon's KDP. You can run one book at a time.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But that's that part they don't. So they're always worried about cost because they have to buy volume to get their costs down.
And if you're haven't been part of the KDP, one of the great things about that, what Tammie just said, that print on demand model is you can print as little as one book. You don't have to do a large run. If you want a lot more, and if you're going to get a what they call an author's copy, and you want to have them delivered, if they want to have it at their physical location, the more they buy, the cheaper it is. But if they just have it online and they're going to do onesie twosies, or like how Tara does when people buy it, her course, and then send it out, she can send as many as she needs for people that joined her course for that next cycle.
Right. So so the massive opportunity with Amazon's print on demand, and there's also the shipping aspect. So I come across that a lot about shipping. Amazon's one of the best shippers. You get the book in 2 days to your customer, and there's no cost to it because it's all built in to the price. So a lot of you have from printers or other, like even Staples or any of those other places that you can get these booklets done, but you have that cost. Then you have to add on the shipping cost if you're shipping them out.
You
have to do it, and your time. So that's a whole nother. And we talk a lot about that in other parts of these videos, but that is some of the high level of why Amazon's print on demand company works the best so far.
For sure. As regards to opportunity, as you watching this, we always want to have an opportunity that we're kind of at the beginning or the forefront of this, right? There's always opportunity with this model, but the less people that know about it, as in you wanting to implement it, not, the businesses don't know about it, but even people that are in the KDP space, they don't even know about it. I mean, we're in that KDP, market, if you will, or look at other people's areas, and nobody is teaching this. Nobody's discussing this. It's every time we talk to somebody that's in that KDP space that maybe has an audience that they're teaching things, they're like, whoa, I never knew about this idea. It's something brand new to them also, which gives you a leg up to come in earlier than other people, because eventually, it's just a natural thing. People will start learning and understanding this and teaching it.
But how fun to be on something that is so cutting edge right now. And you get to be, we get to be the pioneers together.
Right.
And that's what's exciting to me. I love working with our clients as KDP clients and our students, and we're growing, and we're all just building these businesses, and it is your business. It's not an MLM. So we're not, it's all your stuff. And so we have a group of people that have been doing this and have been very successful, and we keep learning and teaching and building together. And that's what I love about this community, is that this is so new that once it starts kind of getting out there, it'll be fun to see it too. But it's like right now we're kind of still in infancy stage, but jump in now while we can, and let's all be the entrepreneurs and the pioneers of this, the trailblazers. That's right. Call you.
Exactly. As we said, because of print on demand, and just if you haven't been a small business owner yourself, this is a huge part that businesses are always concerned about. Small businesses, they're running on the very small margins. They're barely making it. Additional cost is something they don't want to have to deal with. They will when it's needed, but it's always nice to come to them and saying, you know what, you don't have to buy hundreds, thousands units or these journals. You can buy as many as you need when you need them. So there's you don't have to store these. You can store some if it makes sense to have them at your physical or the business's physical location, but you don't have to. It could be just on print on demand. So when it's needed, then you send an order out and create the books.
Right. And that's such a positive for, people who have smaller marketing budgets. There's, and especially right now, businesses need our help.
Yeah.
I feel like this is such an opportunity to serve these businesses and really help them get their name and get stand out from the crowd and make a difference. So, if you're thinking about jumping into an opportunity, this is the time for this KDP for B2B, because businesses need us. They need us more and more.
Yes.
And they're trying to scratch and climb out of this COVID mess and get going. And so that's what we need to do. If you're ready to do this, let's do it.
Yeah. Let's serve other businesses, and
Right.
help them, make it a win-win. You're going to benefit by helping that business, and there's different financial ways to do that, but you're also going to help that business not only grow, but potentially survive. A lot of changes with COVID going on now that people are really struggling. So, and
they don't even know about that they can have it done, like we said earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, depending on how you structure it, the business actually, you want to make money if you're presenting this to the business. And there's different ways of doing that, from setup fees to royalties. Tammie was saying, it's almost always under her account. Very rare that a business wants it under their own. They just want the book. They don't care about anything else. They're too busy running their business.
Right.
They don't want to have to deal with another account managing all of that. It's just like, they just want to have the ability to have that book and
get it easily and quickly.
Yeah, exactly. And you can structure it, depending on how you set the price, a way that you will actually get a royalty every time they sell that book or buy that book. And they can also, though, make money themselves. They don't have, we talked about certain times the books are given to their prospects or their customers. It doesn't have to be that way. You can just have it for sale. If it's a valid book that's just going to help that customer as part of your course, program, service, whatever you do, you can either maybe offer something, like a digital, and say, or here's a booklet that's ready to go and you can go buy it on Amazon and then have it right there, and they can make, some part of the royalty also. You can do a revenue share with them.
Right. So there's multiple ways to do this. And we talk a lot about this and how to structure these types of, model, how to structure this model with you making a royalty and the business making a royalty, and how to set that all up.
Yep. 100%. Okay. So your turn, Tam. So.
All right. Well, so kind of what we were talking about of, how to structure this. We do have, we want you to be successful. This is something that's super important to Rob and I. We've talked about this. We want you to be successful in implementing this model. We want to give you all the tools, all the resources, everything to make you successful. So we're going to go over how you can accelerate and implement the KDP for B2B model.
Yeah. So Friday, we're really going to focus on, the acceleration part, to speed that up for you.
Right. So you may have the KDP side already under your belt, and that's great, but there is a lot of moving pieces to this, and we've worked all those details out for you.
Yeah.
So on Friday, you don't want to miss this on Friday, because we have lots of information to share with you about how to move forward with the KDP for B2B model, how you can get your business moving and rolling. The first of the year is coming up. Why not get started? Let's get you rolling.
Yeah.
And moving forward. And like we said, we've worked all the bugs out of the this. So we have this set up for you. And we'll be talking a lot about some things that we never talked about before on Friday, about how we're going to structure some certain things. And then there you go. Make sure to watch all week, because we're going to share some special deals that we've never shared before. And you really need to be watching. And we've just never done that before. With the holidays coming up, we wanted to give you guys an opportunity and to start your business this beginning of the year. I mean, we love like this. Let's start getting you out there and creating this business for yourself. It can be implemented as a full-time job. It can be implemented as a part-time job. If you have a career or job and you're trying to get out of your job, you can do it part-time, or you just want extra income. The holidays are coming. Maybe you just want to make some money. It does take a little time. I'm not going to tell you something that, tomorrow you're going to be making thousands of dollars. It takes a little time for you to get this ball rolling. So I highly suggest starting now, getting ready, and hit the ground running, by the first of the year. So we're going to go over that all on Friday, how you can get started. We got the deals for you. Those won't last very long. So you need to check out on Friday.
Yeah. So the things that we're going to be covering over the next several days, and definitely check the schedule. That's I think it's on the main part of the
it's on
page.
the Facebook page.
Yeah. But if you know KDP already, the information we're sharing with you through the week, you can take this and start running and going and talking to businesses and starting, working with them, or at least discussing this with them. But if you want to make it go faster, that's what we're going to talk about on Friday to really accelerate that. So you don't have to go through the learning curve that we did. But we're going to talk about how you can go and accelerate that.
We've learned a lot of techniques and ways to work, whether you're building that relationship. I don't like sales. We talk a lot about not selling.
No,
it's serving and serving and sharing something. Like I said, they don't really even know that they could do this. And that seems to be just the eye opener once you discuss this model with the business owner.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is just making them aware that, I think that's probably always been almost always, that was the first step, just making them aware that this could exist. And would you be interested in?
And we have multiple steps of how to do that without just coming in with my books like, hi, I'm here to sell.
And I was just going to say, kind of relate it to that. And we've touched upon it earlier when I first gave the overview, and just now again, if you're not a person that feels comfortable talking to people, we got that covered too. We're going to talk about ways that we can use email and other online strategies, remote ways to communicate with businesses. So don't feel that, that you have to go and talk to somebody, even though it's not a sales type process. But if that's something that bothers you or you struggle with, we'll talk about other things over the next few days of how you
and there's multiple ways to do that. You partner up with other people who are more extroverts, and 100%. Maybe you're the introvert and you stay home and do it 100%. All from. But don't think that just because you're an introvert you can't do this. You can.
100%.
But you have to take it a little bit of a different route than sometimes the way we're talking about is talking with the businesses and all that stuff. But like I said, we've been growing and learning and changing and weaving and bobbing and all that stuff. So,
yeah, for sure.
So we have you covered there too.
Yeah. So tomorrow, because we're running towards the end of the time today, tomorrow's agenda is kind of what we just talked about, is how to structure your business and do rev shares and set up fees and things. We're going to talk about how that can be structured, and then how to make $1,000 a month. Now, the $1,000 a month isn't meant to be minimum or a maximum. It's just a round number to show how you can use this model to do that. You can definitely do a lot more than that if you wanted to make it more of a kind of I don't want to call it maybe a side hustle, but if I just want to, make a few $100s a month, that's an option too. So it really depends on how much effort you want to put into it, how much work you want to put into it.
Right.
But it can be a lot more than that. But I think if you get a perspective of how to do 1,000 a month, then you can just say, okay, well, now I know, how to make 2,000 a month, 3,000, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow to give you a perspective of how to use this model and how you can do that to make 1,000 in a month.
Yeah.
So we're going to spend a lot of time going over
that. Tomorrow's a good day for sure. Today's just giving you a general idea of what KDP for B2B is all about. Yeah. So I know it'll take some time just to sink in a little bit. Like most people, it's a lot, it's overwhelming, but we really do we can break it down into smaller chunks for you as well.
Yeah, 100%. Just stop my share here. Okay. I think that is pretty much what we wanted to cover.
Yeah.
We always say it's going to be like a half hour. It never fails. Every time we do that, okay, this is going to go pretty quick. We'll be done pretty shortly. And then we just talk about things.
But like we say, we're so excited to share this with you and this is such a great opportunity that we can barely contain ourselves to just like, here, do it all today. But we try to not overwhelm you just with all this information. But boy, you guys, let's do this. I'm telling you. 2021. We're gonna rock that year. Instead of this year was a little change for all of us, but we know we were able to pivot with this business, which some people could not.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy that this model still works in the COVID era.
Yeah.
So don't think that it's dead in the water. If anything, it's accelerating because people are trying to build their businesses and get out there, and you can use the like I said, the online market's exploded. So we've just pivoted into people who have courses online and businesses all, and really just branched out that way. And so there's lots and lots of opportunity for you.
Yeah. So there was a comment, I think you pronounce your name Kaylee, but I think you're relatively new to our group, Kaylee. I know
Hi,
you've
Kaylee.
done a few
Yeah.
things.
Thank you. Yeah.
But you said awesome info, and definitely, since you're relatively new, I'm not sure where your background is, but definitely reach out to us if you have any other
Yeah.
questions. We'll definitely help you along the way, and definitely try to attend the next several days. I think you'll get a lot more of this information established or answered for you, and if you have questions that you have about our process and things.
Yeah. Thank you for being here with us. We appreciate it. And well, we got a whole week together. So we hope to see you here too.
That's right.
All right. We better let everybody go because it's already the hour. And all right, we'll see you tomorrow, same time.
Yep.
And you'll get a notice and all that. But check out the unit section. They have a lot of information in there as well. So we're here for you. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye.